Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Koopalings! Welcome to this week's episode of the Nintendo Shack Podcast, episode 370, Mario Kart World Direct. It was definitely a Mario Kart World Direct that happened. Delvin's out sick. I'm here with Donnie. How are you today, Donnie?
I'm good. Happy Easter. Happy Bunny Day.
Bunny Day!
You are,
You doing anything special today? I have my bunny mug.
Yes, we are. We've got my wife's parents are coming. We're gonna have dinner. She did baskets, and the kids are gonna have an Easter egg hunt, and they're like 18. It's like ridiculous. I'm like, these kids are too old for this. So you are coming in to me.
Never too old for
on
Easter
a heavy
egg hunt
delay.
or what?
You are on a heavy delay for me.
What?
Crunchy.
Let me leave and come back.
Okay. I will vamp without her. See if she can make it back in. Good morning, everybody. Happy Bunny Day. Yeah, Kyle. Yeah, it is a little laggy. I was wondering if I was having issues. I'm trying to check all my things, but I seem to be green across the board, at least on my side of melon seems to suggest that. Glad it was is my Switch 2 camera. Oh, that's really good. Is my audio or video or anything coming across laggy for you guys? Or was it just Rebecca? Because if it was just me, if it was both of us, then it might be my issue as the host. Just her. Okay. Well, hopefully we'll see if she bounces back. But yeah. In the meantime, good morning, everybody. Yeah, as I was saying, we've got the in-laws coming in today, and my wife made Easter baskets for our kids who are 18 and 14, and I'm just like, these kids are way too old for Easter baskets. And she also wants to make them do an Easter egg hunt, which blows my mind. That looks much better.
I'm here. Hi.
Hello.
I don't know what the deal was with that. I like the comment Switch 2 camera. That was very good.
That was very funny. Funny.
Surprised I'm testing a new feature.
So happy Bunny Day. Happy 420 for those who celebrate. Like myself. Local head shop at buy one, get one. So I had to jump over there for sure. So I've been up early this morning.
It's legal down there. It's not legal in Pennsylvania, but it is in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Which is very close.
Not too far away. There goes your camera again.
No, I was going to defend. I was trying to defend your kids having an Easter egg basket, Easter egg hunt, at the ripe age of late teenage years. Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, there's nothing wrong.
They're still your kids. They're still living in your house.
I don't know. It just feels too damn old to be having Easter egg hunts. To me,
is my picture still laggy? I just pulled up the stream.
Yep.
Just to
It was fine as soon as you joined, and then as soon as you started talking, it went down again. It's like you're turn your camera off, and I wonder if the delay will go away. Now start talking.
Is there still an audio delay?
I don't think so. Like I'm getting signal as soon as you start talking.
We've been having some problems with our internet.
Yeah, and your connection on my side, I can see your connection. Oh, no. Your connection is total, like it's all the way up, so it looks good.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, you can try turning it back on and off every now and again. There's still a little bit of
a delay.
Oh no.
There's definitely a delay.
Okay.
Okay. Let me restart my computer, and then I'll be back, and then we're gonna start over from the beginning.
Okay. All right. We will start all over. All right. So she's going to come back and we're going to start over. I'm going to leave the stream up, so I'll just edit it out. But everything we've talked about so far, yeah, I guess we'll just, unless you guys want to leave it in. I don't think podcast listeners want to hear us trying to troubleshoot our computers. I don't want to talk about what I've been playing or any of the news because I want to wait on Rebecca. So now I'm here just to vamp. So everybody send me questions. Riley says, "Happy WrestleMania." Yeah, night 2. We get to look forward to a nice night of wrestling going down this evening. See, TPR says, "Did you get the question I just posted? Where did you post it at TPR?" If you just posted, I guarantee you I did not. But where did you post it? This is what we should expect for the Piranha Plant camera. Like, I don't think the Piranha Plant camera, which is the one I'm gonna buy, to be honest, I'm not expecting it to be very good. Let's see here, Wrestle. Look up a WrestleMania card while we wait for Rebecca. So tonight, obviously, we get the Cody Rhodes Cena match. What else do we have this evening? We get Io, Rhea, and Bianca. Oh, that should be pretty damn good. We get the tag women's titles with Lyra having to find a mystery partner. I'm excited for that fatal 4-way. Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, Penta, and Dominic Mysterio. That has all the ingredients to be a really, really good match. I just hope they can pull through. Street fight matches are never usually my favorites. We'll see what they can do. And then AJ Styles and Logan Paul. That should be pretty exciting. So we'll see that. Yeah, Seth Rollins equals Paul Heyman guy. I absolutely watched night 1. 100% I did. Thought it was pretty good. She's back. I got you, but I don't have any audio. You might be muted.
I was muted.
There you go. Let's give it a minute and let's see how you are, and then we can restart this thing.
I think restarting might have fixed it.
Seems so good so far. TPR said he had a question, so let me go see if I can find his question before we restart. I don't know where he posted it. Probably in the Discord. No, I don't see it in the Discord.
Maybe he's just like, I have a question, and it's going to ask it in a second.
He just posted it. He just posted in the chat. All right, I got you, TPR. I got you. We have a lot of questions.
My computer was still waking up.
We have a lot of questions.
Do you have an out time today?
I don't. Do you?
I don't think so.
I don't, but the race starts at 1.
Okay,
so
we'll make it snappy.
By the race. Yeah. All right, here we go. We're gonna restart. We're gonna try this again.
Pretend you didn't tell me anything about your Easter.
Yeah, you're starting to chop out again. It's good.
No
it's
way.
not as bad, but you just started to get a little clippy. All right, here we go. You ready to try it again?
Yeah.
Do you want to do another intro or anything, or do you just want to?
I don't know. Wait, can we just vibe and see if it cuts out again? Because I can't do this today.
Yeah, we can. It seems good. It's not nearly as unstable as it was before.
It's just so annoying because
maybe it's your camera. Move. Do this. No, that was fine. It was just that little second.
Oh my god.
All right, we're gonna try it again. Here we go. I'm gonna do the intro again. That'll save me editing time.
Okay.
So let's see here. We're about 9 minutes. So give me 10 seconds of silence, and then I'll start it and we'll come back.
Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Scoobalings! Welcome to this week's episode of the Nintendo Shack Podcast, episode 370, Mario Kart World Direct. It was definitely a direct Mario Kart World Direct that happened. It was definitely a thing. Delvin is out sick, and I'm here with Donnie. How are you, Donnie?
Good morning. Happy Bunny Day.
Bunny Day! I have my bunny mug. You celebrate Easter.
Yeah, I guess. I don't
your kids celebrate Easter.
Yes, my family big. Yeah, all diehard Catholics and everything. This is a major day for them. Good Friday, Happy Monday, and whatever all the things are called. Yeah, big day for the family. So
A fun fact about Easter is I was born on Palm Sunday,
wow. There you
which
go.
is a different day every year.
Sure. You said Delvin's out sick so happily. You were like, Delvin's out sick.
I was just trying to remember everything that I said previously because this is take
Right,
two
sure.
for
Take
podcast
2.
listeners.
So we've had issues. Yeah, so I was telling you, my wife, she made the kids Easter baskets, and I think they're too
should.
old. She said she's
No.
going to do it as long as they come home. She's like, I don't care if they're 30. I'm like,
Good.
what?
Good.
Okay, it blows my mind.
That's the way it
We
should
have to
be.
let
And
them
then-
grow up at some point.
Well, they don't think that the Easter bunny is leaving it for them. It's just mom giving them like a cute little care package with candy and goodies.
I guess.
My mom
guess.
definitely made me an Easter bag at some point or Easter basket at some point in my adult life. And I would be shocked if when I go over there today, she doesn't have a cute little something, like a little
Cute
Easter
little
bunny.
treat.
Yeah.
Little treat.
Yeah.
Victoria's a big fan of her little treats.
Little treats. That is what keeps us going in these trying times, Donnie.
Yeah, little treats.
Little treats. I
Last
get
night
it.
for WrestleMania, I ordered Taco Bell at like 10:30, and
It's
I
a little
ordered
treat.
I ordered an extra taco for everybody in the house.
Nice.
So I walked in her room at like 11 and was like, "Do you want a taco?" And she was super excited. Gee, man, I didn't say I tried to stop her. She does whatever she wants. I don't care. Like, she did it. Like, it's fine for me. I just voiced my, like, they're old. Like, how long you do that?
The
Like,
taco was the Easter present for
she's
her.
planning an Easter egg hunt. I have an 18-year-old finding eggs in my
God
yard this afternoon.
forbid that we have fun. The world is burning, and God forbid we look for cute little plastic egg quarters in them.
Look at this. I guess I need to go to the store. She's like, oh,
That's my mom.
about to find a bunch of extra stuff from the pantry. She's like, you got like a box of raisins, a couple marshmallows, a granola bar. She didn't have a basket. It's like a box.
I would love all that stuff. Whenever I'm over her house, I definitely I like take like clementines from like the kitchen table. I take everything.
I'm definitely on the outs. Look at these people are talking about adult egg hunts. We were all just a bunch of kids. Just a bunch of
what's wrong with
adults that
that?
have never grown up. Nothing.
What are
nothing.
we supposed to just go to our 9-to-5s and work and come home and be miserable?
I guess so. Like,
Let the adults find eggs.
Yeah, I guess so. I saw was it Jimmy Fallon or something like that. Had a bit where they were talking about, because eggs are so expensive, like all the things people are doing to substitute eggs. So people are like making eggs out of potatoes and like marshmallows. They're dyeing marshmallows and stuff. It's like, what a great glimpse of the world of the state of America right now.
It's like Great Depression talk. It's like, when I was your age, we couldn't buy eggs because we couldn't afford them. We had to dye marshmallows.
But it's all fake. That's the thing. It's all fake. Not to demean anyone's stance, but like, we have it really, really great, comparatively speaking, to the rest of the world.
This is our last Easter with eggs.
This is us. This is our Great Depression, is marshmallows and potatoes. Like, there are real hungry people in the world. You fucking spoiled brats. That's American struggle for real. Oh, that's so funny. Happy 420, everybody.
Oh yeah, 420. That too.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. I wonder how often Easter has been on 420.
I thought this was the first time. I think that's what my wife told me. We saw a TikTok about it or something. I didn't care to actually look it up.
13 times since 1630. 1630.
Not bad. Not bad.
It occurred on April 20th was in 2014. The next time will be 2087.
Wow. So last one for me, at least.
You don't know that.
I do know. 87? Come on. We both know that, Rebecca. That's
how
a
old will
bit
you
much.
be in 2087?
I have no idea. How far away is that?
I don't know what year you were born.
It's 2020. How far is it from now? 87. Is it 50 years from now?
62.
62? Oh my God. I'd be like 99. That's way too. Yeah, there's no way. Not a chance. Not a chance in hell.
I'll be 93. We'll hang out. We're going to hang out on April 20th, 2087 with our Easter baskets, and we'll podcast on that.
It's
day.
a happy shack, Sean. We're having fun. We just had some. We're a little off our game because we had some technical issues. So
My bad.
it's fine.
Wait, why would it be sad day?
I think it's just because we're making fun of the Great Depression.
Oh. Well, you got to make fun of stuff.
Sean doesn't like
trauma.
our woeful, like laugh at ourselves, laugh through the pain sort of.
What kind of millennial is he?
Yeah, he doesn't like the dark stuff that we do. It really bothers him.
What?
And I wouldn't say that we do, especially that I do. Talking about death and shit, Sean doesn't like that at all.
You got to smile through the pain.
So he doesn't like happy clown stuff.
That's too bad.
Yeah. Yep. Gaming.
What gaming stuff did you do this week?
I am playing Mario 64.
Ooh. Tell me
I have
about
about 30 stars, I think. I pulled a guide, so I'm just going through a guide. I'm having a lot of fun with it. The most fun I've had with it all
a guide? Why do you need a guide for Super Mario 64? Haven't you played it 500 times?
Yes, but here's the thing. I've never completionist played it. I've never done that. I've only ever wandered around. So I was talking about this on PSVG a little bit. A few years ago, you might remember this. I think this is probably in your time when you were a listener. I played Mario 3 completely. Every single level, which is something I'd never done before. I'd always use like cheats and warp whistles and things like that. I'd never just played every level.
Sure.
So like that's kind of what I'm doing here. Now I know that there's not like warp whistles and stuff, but like there are hidden secrets and things like that in Mario 64. And like I'm just I want to like go through every single thing.
Finding stars you never found before.
Correct, exactly, and that's why I have a guide. Like I want to see what I have never seen, perhaps.
Okay.
And I don't know if I'm going to complete the whole thing. I have no idea, but I'm having a lot of fun with it so far.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
How are you playing it?
What do you mean? Like on what system?
Are you playing the Virtual Console? Are you playing?
Oh no, yeah, I'm playing on my
3D All Stars. That
64.
Okay.
OG.
Okay. Good.
The original.
Good.
And here's the most fun that I'm having with it right now. The most fun I've had this week. My wife came down to watch a movie, and I was playing it, waiting for her to come down, and she was like, "I didn't know we had this game," which is nonsense. The game's been here forever, but she played this game when she was younger. She was allowed to have video games, but she babysat for a couple of kids, and they had this game, and they played it. So she has memories of like walking around in the courtyard. Like she's not very good at it, but she remembers. She remembers like the baby penguin.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yes. So I started playing it, and she's like, "Oh, I used to love this game." So then I gave her the controller and just watched her play, and that was the most entertaining thing I've seen in years.
No!
She's just walking against walls and just falling down, and just like, how do I get out of the water? And it was a blast. But here was the most fun part. She swears, she was like, "Where's the practice room?" And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" She's like, "There's a practice room where you can just like jump around." And I was like, "The courtyard?" She's like, "No, it's a practice. There's like a pool." And I'm like, what are you? So she's going through every door trying to find this thing that she remembers. And I'm like, is this like a Mandela effect? Like, have you convinced yourself that a level exists that doesn't affect?
With things that you make up memories of things that just didn't exist.
So I thought that's what it was. And I was like trying to think. So beyond the fact that she doesn't really know how to navigate a controller, which is hilarious. She was going in and out of doors. She kept going in and out of Princess Peach's room like 5 times. I was like, it's the same room. Stop going in there. So I keep trying. I'm like, is it like the I forget the name of the dinosaur, but is it like the little area with the dinosaur and it's like the pool and you could run and jump around and ride around? She was like, no, that's not it. She's like, it's outside. Like there's like trees. So like I took her, I was like, is it like around back, like in the courtyard around the back when you come out like the back door? She's like, no, that's not it. So I'm trying to find it. And I'm not sure if you remember, but like when you go to Boo's mansion, you have to go in the castle through the Boo door, and then that goes out into a courtyard
Yeah.
where there's ghosts. So I was playing yesterday. I was playing Boo's. I was like, I wonder if she's thinking of this courtyard.
Oh.
So I snapped screenshots and I sent it. She's like, "That's it," and I'm like, "This isn't your playroom. There's ghosts everywhere." She's like, "But I remember it." Practice room. She got it in the practice room. So this is
Wait,
the
that's
fun that I'm
great.
having with it more than, like, I am having a blast. Like Sean and I talked about this on Sweet Hank some time ago. It feels like somewhat of a lost art of like giving you a level with multiple objectives and you keep playing that level, so you build like a certain level of like muscle memory to like keep running it. Right. And I think that's where like those roguelites like really can get a hold of people. Things like Neon White and stuff. And Mario 64's mechanics are just so good for that. Because when you do get a handle of the camera and the jumping, and you can actually start to backflip and somersault and reach areas you're not supposed to reach and long jump, it's really, really fun, but like rewarding, like sensory through your hands. It's so rewarding. That's what makes the game so good. So that's what I'm doing. I'm playing Mario 64. I've got a mountain of games to play that I could play on my Switch or whatever, and I'm not. I'm playing Mario 64 and having a great time with it, with my wife.
That's great.
Yeah.
I feel like that's important to like go back to those games. And, you know, we do that sometimes, and I've said it before. And I like how you're approaching it. You know, you're trying to approach it in a way that you have never seen some of those things before. You're reliving some of those memories and seeing how other people play it.
Some of the most fun that I'm having is, so obviously there are certain stars that like you need certain caps and stuff to get.
Yeah.
And just starting the game, I haven't unlocked them yet. So I started YouTubing, and there are ways to get them without the caps that just require you to like get
Have
good
skill. Yeah.
So I'm doing that. I'm like,
Nice.
how can I, like, before I even, like, one of them was the Metal Mario. I was like, can I get this star without it? And it's possible. It's hard, but you can.
Yeah.
And then the cap in I think the first world, right? The bomb on block. I was like, yeah, you can get those stars. You can get that star without that cap.
You have to make certain jumps or like,
It just
you
requires
know,
a little effort. So I'm doing that too. I'm trying to see if I can cheese things before I go off and venture off into unlocking other things. So far, I've literally went to one world, earned all stars, went to the next one, earned all to the next one. Like, I'm not backtracking and going back and forth or anything like that. Yeah.
That's good. That's kind of how I play every time I go back to Ocarina of Time. I try to do the dungeons in a new order that I've never done before. People don't know there's like 14 different ways that you can do the adult dungeons in that game without double dipping into dungeons. And, you know, some of them are just like you can pick the order, but then some of them are, well, you have to, you know, like get through the desert without the lens of truth, and it's like, well, you're not really supposed to do that, but you can do it.
You can, yeah.
So it's like stuff like that. So I like that, approaching these old games in new ways.
I'm just having a blast.
Yeah.
Very happy. I'm not like grinding it. I'm just playing.
Yeah.
You know, grab a couple stars every day. You know, I'm not like too invested in it.
Josh was playing Mario 64 earlier this week as well, but he did crowd control on his stream where people can mess with the game and send effects and
that sounds like a
take away stars. And he had to try to get 30 stars in 3 hours, and he ended with 0 because they kept getting taken away from him. It was very funny to watch. I have been playing. Okay, a little bit of a backstory, and I won't take forever because I know we want to get to the news and all the questions.
Don't rush yourself.
I know. So this game came out on Steam called Lush Foil Photography Sim. And I had it wishlisted, and it just came out this past week. Yarden sent me over a code for it. Shout out to Yarden. He's amazing. And it's beautiful. I love it. You walk around. It's like a professional photography simulator where it has like real like DSLR camera controls, and like you walk around all these different places in the world. Like you start off like at this lake in Italy, and you have to like find all these objectives. It's beautiful. And I was really enjoying it, but then I was like saying, you know what this game is missing is there's not like a lot of like animals, like fauna. like actual like I wanted like a deer to jump out and like run past me, or like take pictures of like birds and stuff. And then I remembered on Switch I had on my backlog for a super duper long time. It's this little cartoony game called Alba, a wildlife adventure. Have you played this?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It is the best way I can describe it is like a mix between the games A Short Hike, a little gator game, and Pokemon Snap.
Yeah.
Because you play as this little girl named Alba. She's a kid. She's vacationing. Not vacation. She's visiting her grandparents who live on this Spanish island. And she's only there for a couple of days. And she has a friend there. Her name's Inez. And you play as Alba, and you pretty much have free range over this whole island. You can go anywhere you want on this island. And you're given your grandmom's smartphone, and it has this app that like can identify all of the wildlife by just pointing and taking a picture of it. And you're going around and you're taking pictures and filling out your guidebook. And then the mayor of the island says, I know that there's been a fire at the nature preserve last year, and I just want to say that we are now going to build a giant hotel on the premises of the nature preserve. Yep. And everyone's like, what? And then you have to go around and like help out, like clean up trash and like fix bridges and stuff, and it like slowly brings all the wildlife back. You keep taking pictures and stuff to fill out your guidebook, and like along the way you have to convince people to sign your petition to save the nature preserve. And it is so cute, and I love like the controls, and I love the characters have like this little Spanish like kind of, you know, flair culture to them. And like I'm learning about all these different types of animals, like they're real animals, like different kinds of birds and stuff. And it's just so cute, and I'm loving it, and I'm almost done. I thought I was going to beat it last night, but I think I have a little bit more to do. I think I have one day left in the game, and I've just really been enjoying it. Nice. I can't believe it's been sitting in my backlog for this long. I have a lot of games like that I know I'm going to love. And short too. Like I think I've maybe played like 3 hours, and I'm like almost at the end. So that's what I've been playing the past couple days.
Solid. Very nice.
Yeah. I think I'm giving up on my Mario Kart the long-term goal I was trying to do of getting all the trophies. Mm-hmm. It's too hard
already.
Oh my god! I will like get first place. I will get first place in like, because you have to get it in all 4 races of the cup, and I'll get like first place, and then at the last race, like I'll be at the finish line and I'll get hit with a red shell, and somebody will pass me, and I'll get second, and it's like, oh, none of it counted. You got to redo the whole cup again, and I was just that happened to me twice.
Sean and I were talking about Mario Kart earlier this week, and I don't know if I have it in me to play Mario Kart like 8 like again.
Yeah, I might just not do that because I don't want to get burnt out.
Like I feel like I just have like it's like a meal that I've just eaten too much of. Yeah. You're like, hey, you want to play Mario Kart? I'm like, oh, not really. You know, it's like spaghetti one too many times. I wonder if they will ever like upgrade or deluxe Mario Kart 8 for Switch 2. Because like there's a shit ton of content there that is valuable, but all of the focus is moving everybody to Mario Kart World. So like there is kind of like a, and I mean it is great as it is. Like you don't have to really do anything to it, but they could up-res it. You know, like
I think they could, because think about how many copies are out there that like don't have the DLC. That like
yeah, like you do a Switch 2 cartridge. But then do you like does it? And here's the thing, like
it'll still be the best-selling game of next year. Like it'll still.
And that's the thing. It's like, does it even matter? Like if you're like, does it matter if 50 million people are playing Mario Kart 8 and 20 million people are playing World? Like people look at it, it's like you can't have both those things. It's like why can't they?
Why not?
Like, why do they care? They don't care.
Yeah, huge.
All they care is that you just keep playing Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll do something like that, but I could see it.
Yeah, they should.
Thoughts? Before we get into news, I did mention, or at least I tweeted at you pictures. My daughter's playing her Switch again.
I know, that made me so happy. Was it more than just that one night? Has it continued?
So she played all night that night, like literally all night. It was like 6 hours. It was like
Just
1 in
because
the
she
morning.
remembered Rayman Legends exists.
By the way, speaking of that, let me take a quick tangent. I have never played Rayman Legends on Switch 2. It was a Wii U game. I played it then, beat it, never played it again. You sold me your copy. I'm happy to add it and add it to the collection. I booted up for her. Boy, does that game look really great on OLED. Like really great. Like real. I was like, damn, this looks good.
Yeah.
Like it looks so good. But actually that's not the one. She thought about Rayman. She was like, Dad, what is that jumpy game? It was so cute. I was trying so hard not to go overboard.
Yeah.
Because we were talking, and I don't even know how we got on it, but it doesn't matter. You know, I told Jack. Jack told me to trade in our Switch, for more money for the Switch 2. And I was like, nah, I don't want to, because one, my OLED is the Mario edition, and I want to keep it. Like, I'll put it back in the box and kind of collect it, just like my light. Mm. But I told him at that moment, I said, and you never know. You know, maybe Victoria want to take one to college with her or something. It'd be nice to have extra lights around.
Yeah.
So at some point, I guess that got back to her, either through Jack or something, because she came and she was like, I was thinking about that jumping game I used to play when I was little. Now, for listeners that have not listened to us for a long time, my daughter actually used to be kind of like a member of the team here some 18 years ago. Like when we first started, if you go to the bottom of the playlist, you will see videos of my daughter streaming games for PSVG. She was in my Switch unboxing. Like she used to love video games. We played Just Dance together. She watched me, like we beat Mario games together. We beat Mario 3D World together. I beat Wind Waker with her, like as like my co-playing partner the whole time. And then at some point, I want to say around like 6th grade, she just stopped. She just quit caring.
Yep.
And she just kind of stopped, and like she still plays games, and I put that in quotes because she'll play like Stardew Valley on her phone. But like that's it. She's not really playing. She played a little Animal Crossing, but she did not like Animal Crossing New Horizons half as much as she liked New Leaf. And that's an opinion we both share. So she comes to me, she goes, Dad, what's that jumping game I used to play? And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, the one with the music. And I'm trying to figure out, like, what is she doing? And it hits me. I'm like, I think she's talking about Rayman on Wii U. We used to play it on Wii U together. And I was like, this one? And she's like, yes. And I was like, do you remember that other game? And she's like, what other game? Or no, she asked me. She was like, do you remember that other game? The girl with the red hair.
That's amazing.
And I was like, holy crap. She remembers.
Was thinking of Child of Light.
We played Child of Light co-op.
Oh my God.
It was one of our first games we played together.
And that's a good game. I was like,
it's
girl likes Ubisoft. Game. Oh my God.
So I didn't have that game on Switch. So I immediately buy it. Like she takes the dogs out. She takes the dogs out, and without it, I was just like, give me this.
Oh yeah, here we go. We have it.
Absolutely. It's right here. So she took it, and she's been playing Child of Light ever since. She played it all that night. She brought the Switch down. It died. She played the Switch until it died. She brings the Switch, she puts it back on the dock, and I thought that was it. And I didn't say anything. There's a thing with girls. You can't let them know you're on to them. So I didn't say anything. And then 2 days go by, she comes and got this. She came to get the Switch again.
Nice.
And she looked at me, she goes, Dad, like if I wanted to like have a video game with me at college,
yes,
like could I take something with me? She was like, do we still have a Vita? And I was like, a Vita?
No, take the Switch.
I was like, we have an extra Switch.
Yeah, take a dock.
Like, do you think I could take a Switch with me? I was like, yes.
Send a dock with her.
We can make that happen. So I'm either going to send my Switch with her, or I may try to buy a cheap Switch as people are getting rid of them. Maybe I'll buy like a light or something for her. Or
no,
like
don't get a light. Get a regular one with a dock so that she can plug it in like common space and play with friends. Yes, 100%.
I have a couple travel docks, like the easy ones.
Yeah.
So I could send that with her. I just don't know if I want to send my Mario Switch with her. I don't want it to come back disheveled. But it made my heart swell. Like I was just so excited.
So wait, you don't think she was thinking of Rayman Legends?
I'm sorry?
You said that you don't think that was the one that she was thinking of, or
no, it was. It just took me a minute to find it. But I was taking like guerrilla pictures of her, like through the wall, like around the corner, so she wouldn't notice that I was noticing.
Yeah. That's
it's like a deer. You can't spook it.
Well, then maybe Jack did have something to do with that. You know,
I don't know.
Maybe he went to her and was like, "Are you bringing a Switch when you go to college?" And that probably planted the seed in her head, like,
Yeah,
maybe I should bring one to college.
Yeah, she told me, she's like, I'm starting to feel a little nostalgic now that I'm about to leave.
That's like her growing up child. Like, I know the Wii U was probably like her first, like, memories, but like the Switch was like the one probably for her.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
I love it.
Fun times.
I love it.
You ready to get into this news?
Yeah, thank you for sharing that story.
We have so much. We'll try to do it quickly. I don't think we have to talk about it. So obviously the title of the show is the Mario Kart World Direct. We had a Mario Kart World Direct. Yeah, that happened. It was something. I think the most important news out of
here's how you make the cart go forward.
Here's
you
how
press
the Mario
A.
Kart. I think the most important news out of the Mario Kart World Direct is that the Switch 2 bundle that comes included with the game will be discontinued this fall. I don't think anybody knew that. That was in the fine print in this Mario Kart World Direct. So anybody thinking that like that bundle was just going to stick around for a while, like I did, I thought it was going to stick around for a while. Apparently not. So, yeah. They showed new courses. They showed new items. There's a coin shell where you can throw it and then chase all the coins. The ice flowers, hammers, mega mushrooms. The feather's cool. You can jump. I'm most excited about. They showed over like new obstacles and a charge jump move, so you can dodge attacks by jumping. You can also jump to different higher places, and then there is a level of verticality here where you can like jump to grind, jump to wall run, and wall jump into other things like. There's almost platforming for a
it almost
racing
feels
game.
Like they didn't get rid of the like they got rid of the gravity feature, but with all of these things that you can do with jumping and
it's
going on the walls
evolved.
and stuff, it feels like that's not even gone.
That of all the things that they showed, that is by far and away the thing that like got me the most. Those are the most compelling. Like when I really started to see them chain jumps together, and even the trailer that came out last night, which we'll talk about, like I was like, yo, there's something here. Like there's a part of me that thinks if I can pull off some of these moves, there's just gonna be like a giant smile on my face. Because there seems to be like if you like the racing games or the racing segments in games where you find like secret paths or alternative paths, there seems to be like a million of those in this game.
And remember, that's what we said we wanted.
That's new for a Mario Kart. Like there's usually like one or two, and then that just becomes the path. Everybody takes it, right? This one seems to have a lot of optionality to it.
And you just know the first time you jump over somebody's shell that they target at you, you're going to feel so good.
Yeah, that's really good. That's good stuff. They showed off a rewind mechanic. It's important to know that if you do rewind, so if you miss a jump or something you want to rewind, everybody else will continue in place. So I'm wondering, can you rewind if somebody throws a blue shell at you?
I was thinking the same thing.
Like, is that just like so you just like zip back to second place and keep going? Like, because if so, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, you can't use that online though. It can only be used locally.
I didn't see that, so thank you. That's very good. They showed the Interactive World. They showed Grand Prix. They showed Knockout Tour. They showed Free Roam. For the first time, they really showed kind of what you can do in Free Roam. And there are hidden coins, and then there are hundreds of what they call P-switch missions, where you'll find a P-switch, and then you click it, and then you have some sort of objective to do. And I guess you can find or earn costumes and stuff about that. They showed battle mode for 4 seconds, where they showed coin runners and battle mode. If you go by Yoshi's and get dash food, you can get speed boosts, and sometimes you'll have unlocks for outfits for your racer. Up to 4-player local co-op, up to 8-player local wireless, 2 players per switch. So if you have multiple switches, you can get 8 players going around with local wireless. And if you have the Nintendo Switch 2 camera, your face will show up beside your racer. Yeah. So Shiv asks, what did you like most from the Mario Kart World Direct? For Shiv, it was the awesome sounding remixes of music from older Mario games. That was pretty great. It says the rest is what we know expected. I thought this Direct was boring as could be. Like I watched it and was like, this did not need the term Direct on it. Like this shouldn't even have been an event. This should have just been a video they just posted to
a video,
YouTube.
or like I don't know what they couldn't have shown during Treehouse the other week. Like we knew almost all of this. Like they showed maybe a couple more, a couple more items.
I
They
think
showed what
calling
you
it a
do during
direct.
free roam. They should have just put out a trailer saying like, here's what you do during free roam, and then put out another trailer. Battle mode is back, and like that's pretty much all the new stuff.
Yeah, but in like there are no battle. It's just the same racetracks, right? The same as Mario Kart World. It's like battle mode, but on the racetrack, like not battle arenas, not anything designed.
Oh no.
For
The donut one is back.
Yeah. I was just less than enthused, and I think people calling it, them calling it a direct and kind of making it a thing and all
hyping
that,
it up.
It got people like hoping for something more to this than there is.
I agree with that, but I think some people are going way too far with it and saying that, like, I've seen some really, really bad takes about this game. Like people saying that it doesn't look good, or that it doesn't like visually doesn't look good, or that it doesn't have enough content in it, like that they're not going to get it because there's not enough tracks.
I share a concern that the P-switch thing isn't enough to justify having like that open free roam mode. I do share that concern. I don't know. It depends on how fun those switches missions are. If those missions are really fun, then it's not a problem. But if I get into them and they're pretty straightforward, pretty basic, like I'm wondering, it's like, do I like those P-switch missions so much that I want to complete them all? Or do I do 5 of them and go, this isn't that great, and then I never do them again? Right? I still don't know yet. I was hoping since
I don't think you're going to want to do them all. I think it's just little cute things that you'll find as you're roaming around.
And then I think I'll just focus on the racing.
Or like maybe if there's like a specific outfit that you want, like you're like, oh wait, I see people racing with a Mario pirate outfit. Like, how do I get that? And you look it up online, and it's like, you get that by going over to the place, the beach, and hitting the P switch and collecting the coins there, and that's how you unlock, and then you'll go do that. Like, I think free roam, like they call it free roam because it's not going to be like a cool adventure or story mode. Like, it's just free roam. Like, the fun of it is just riding around.
Like my only comparison really is like Forza Horizon. Horizon is open world, but there's a lot of things you can do as you're racing around outside of the events. They've got speed traps, they've got drift zones, they've got boards to break, they've got mysteries to find. When they started talking Mario Kart World and they showed the map and everything, I was expecting more things to warrant the map. Like, that is I do share that concern. I share that concern about the game. Like, I am still kind of wondering, I'm like,
that's not the concern I'm hearing. I'm hearing the concern that there's
world.
Yeah.
Instead of just a level. Like, why am I driving around to these things? Why not just let me pick the next race? I still don't think they've justified that.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's also kind of future proofing it, that they can add stuff later on.
Me too. And we talked about it last week. That's kind of where my expectation was going into this direct.
Yeah.
I was almost, I wouldn't say for sure, but like expecting them to say something about that aspect of the game. And I guess they did. But I was thinking more like, when you see that map and you see what they're doing, it just feels so much like service game. Like, I really was thinking that we would get some sort of events or seasons or something to make you keep wanting to do it.
I'm not going to judge it too hard until I play it, because I think it still might be really cool, or you might still find stuff that you really like that they're just not showing us. I mean, the marketing for the whole Switch 2 has been pretty bad, in my opinion. We can talk about that, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is like just bad marketing too. But no, I was talking more the bad takes that I'm seeing about the game are like just the number of tracks. Doesn't have anything to do with the free roam.
Everything world. Racing wise, I think the game looks incredible.
And they teased Rainbow Road. You'll be able to access Rainbow Road at some point.
The tracks look great. The hallmark looks back. The music looks great. The mechanics look incredible. I can't wait to do all the jumping and stuff. That's it. That's the fun part. And I really like this Grand Tour knockout mode thing. Mm-hmm. I like these longer races. I like that everything is, point A to point B, like you're going on a journey instead of like doing laps of something. I do think it does come at a cost potentially, where like we won't get those really awesome Mario Kart 8 experiences like Animal Crossing, where every lap is like a season and stuff like that. At least I think. Like they could still pull it off, but it doesn't look like anything
true.
like that's going to be here.
Yeah, I see
at
what you
least
mean.
at launch.
Although there is the night and day, like who knows that the night and day
and the weather effects.
night and the weather, like that could change the courses significantly. Like
Correct.
maybe there's different things happen when it's at night or when it's raining, and then that kind of adds like, okay, there might only be how many courses are there? 16, 24, however many there are.
A bunch.
That might end up doubling what what it's like.
Plus, you've got the different. We still have the Diddy Kong stuff where you've got like the wings and you've got the boats and you've got the off road and you've got the on road. Like I said, there's a lot of variety here. So I agree with you, Jules. I was just about to say that. I think all the negativity just is about the price.
From the price.
People are just angry about the price, so they're finding reasons to warrant that anger. I don't think that's justified. I think the game looks great. Like the game looks incredible. My wanting something to do in the free roam mode on the side, like that's really not the point. But that's not the main course here. It's a side thing. And like I said, if those P missions are really fun, and they could be, that could be very addictive. Like if I click a P switch and it's like, figure a way to get your cart up to the top of this cliff, and I gotta like go double jump off a wall and grind and click over, and like some of my favorite stuff about Sonic Frontiers is that there's a lot of fun in Sonic Frontiers, and you see this world in front of you, like, how the hell do I get over there? Like I like that kind of stuff, and I want those P missions to be that. They just didn't show it. Like they haven't made that sell. They haven't made that connection yet. But if they do, I could get lost in something like that for sure. That kind of scratches the way I play video games. Like I kind of into that. Go figure all this out. I may do that.
I think you'll like that aspect of it. It seems like that's
so.
the kind of thing. I'm not going to name who this is, but I saw hot takes such as, I think the Mario Kart World Direct was the first time that more information was shared about a game, and it convinced me to not want it anymore.
To not want it. That is, I'll tell you this. I don't think I'm here. I did have a thought after I watched the Direct. I was like, maybe I just get the bundle. Like maybe I don't need the cartridge.
You do not need the cartridge.
I still think I'm going to try to get the cartridge and the system.
You're just wasting money. This is a game that you want digitally. You want it on hand. You want it at a click. You just.
But I did have
$50.
That thought because I was like, yeah, maybe because I don't want this to sound negative because for me it's not. But after the Direct, I was like, it's just Mario Kart. Like, I know there's for all the things it's doing new, but it is just Mario Kart, right? Like, we're just more Mario Karting, which is a great thing.
For me, I'm not mad about the $80 because they gave us a clear path to paying less than $60 for it.
Sure. Yeah, that's just a collector thing. I just want to add it to the shelf. That's all that is. So
the same person also said Sega's Kart Racer outclassed Nintendo's environmental art this direction, and put a picture of the Sonic game, which looks good, and then next to it, like the worst looking screenshot they possibly could have put for Mario Kart.
We're about to have Mario versus Sonic console wars all over again in 2025.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say just about that. There was like a beta test for Cross Worlds that went live after it was shown. People played it, and the reaction out of that beta test was not like super positive. I don't know what it is about the game. I think it's like too fast or too chaotic or something, but there were some complaints. On the opposite side, there's a lot of negativity about Mario Kart World online from people who've never played it. If you listen to anybody that went to a hands-on event and played that game, they are like, this is the most fun. Like, it's abundantly positive. I've yet to hear a person that has played that game being like, it's not that great. Like, everybody is like, it's amazing. So just remember that. Like, the people that are playing it love it. So I wouldn't judge it until you have a chance to play it.
Yeah. I think
I'm not.
in chat played it.
I'm getting it. Like, I'm definitely getting it. I'm all in on it. So.
And everybody who's complaining also will be. If you're getting a Switch 2, you're getting this game. Like, let's be real.
That's true.
Don't lie to anybody.
And that's why the price is $80. Like, because they know you're going to get it anyway.
Yeah.
You're going to bitch about it, and it might mean you don't get another game, or you don't get an indie game, or you don't get a controller, but you're going to get it. That's why it's $80.
Speaking of controllers.
Yeah, so last week's episode was drop the pre-order. Well, they did. So we've got an update on pre-orders. The U.S. and Canada pre-orders begin on Thursday, April 24th. The console price remains unchanged at $450 and $500 respectively. Walmart and Target will go up for pre-order at midnight. Best Buy has yet to confirm that. I am really believing that they will also go at midnight online.
I feel like they have to stay competitive. They have
I
to,
do
right?
too. But there's been some mixed reporting on that because they announced they're doing midnight launches, and I think maybe that's got people thinking they're taking pre-orders at midnight. But I've actually seen people report in like screenshots that they were doing midnight. So I think they're doing midnight, but it's not on the website yet. GameStop will not be taking online pre-orders at midnight because the next day, at Thursday, they open stores and online at 11 a.m. and they will take in-store pre-orders. So, yeah, GameStop and Best Buy are both having midnight launches at select stores. So if you want to get it at midnight, you will have to order from one of those stores.
My first choice is pre-ordering from Best Buy so I can go to the midnight launch.
Are you going to get it at midnight?
Yes.
So
If I get it at Best Buy, absolutely.
I was absolutely thinking about this last night. I think I'm too old for midnight.
No,
launches.
no, you're not.
Listen, not that I can't, like, obviously, it's not that I can't stay up at midnight. I'm up midnight anyway. There's just something about, like, I don't feel like I need to get a system and play it at midnight. Like what I'm going to go to the store, get the system, come back, and then what? Play till 3 a.m?
I did that for Mario Odyssey, and it was the best decision ever.
Okay. So I didn't do that for Switch. Like, I went to my midnight launch.
No, I didn't do it for Switch.
Which was at my old store. So I had moved in the process of the Switch coming out. So I had to drive an hour to my old store and drive an hour back.
That's different.
I just went to sleep and then woke up the next day and played Switch, which I think that's what I'm going to do. Like, because all I'm going to do is go to the store and get it. And then I don't want to, if there's a part of me that's like, I don't know if I can explain. I don't want to like unbox it at like 1 a.m. like something feels off about that to me. I don't know why.
I took off for launch day, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
I did too. That's exactly what I'm thinking. It's like I'm going to be in a house full of sleeping people, like doing what? Unboxing my thing on Discord or something?
Yeah, that's I guess different for you because you have a family,
right?
Or whatever. You're like a real adult or something. Whereas like me and Josh, like he'll come with me and pick up his too, and like he'll probably stream the unboxing, and I'll be doing mine, and I'll be like, look.
Yeah, I think I'll just play it in the morning. Yeah. You know, like I'm just gonna play it in the morning.
Okay, well then don't take my Best Buy pre-order because
if at all possible, I would prefer to order mine at Walmart or Best Buy. And then if I have to, GameStop, and if all else fails, Target. But like I won't have that option by the time GameStop rolls around.
I know, right? As of right now, if Best Buy isn't doing a midnight pre-order on April 24th, that means I have to pre-order from Target, and I'm boycotting them right now.
Boycotting. Yeah, I get that for the DEI stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. If I could order at Target, I would. I'm not that deep on it, but I get it. Tony Baker says, I want to do midnight and then unbox in the morning. I mean, listen, I'm not telling other people not to do midnight. I get it.
It's just like fun to like be there and like you're around people that are like,
So that's the thing. I like my GameStop now. I don't like and don't know anybody there.
Yeah.
I think that's it. That's the difference between me and 8 years ago. 8 years ago, I knew people at that store. I knew them by name. I would hang out. We'd have fun. They're all going to be strangers to me. I don't go hang out at midnight with a bunch of strangers just to pick it up.
Strangers are just friends that you have not met yet.
I may come home with 2 new Shackmates.
You could. That's how you met Caro.
The podcast grows. I don't think I'm going to do that.
Well, I will, if Best Buy doesn't go up, I will pre-order from Target first. Like try to get, like I need to secure a pre-order. And then if Best Buy goes up and I get a pre-order there, then I can either pass it off to somebody or cancel it.
My only worry with an online is that something happens and it's not here on launch day. I also have the day off. So like I need the console on launch day.
Same.
But I feel like Best Buy and Walmart and GameStop are going to be really good about that.
Oh, Best Buy does store pickup.
Right. Yeah. So I'm not too concerned about that. So I think I'm going to try to order online wherever I can and then just go to the store and pick it up that day.
That's what
I'm
I did
also
with Switch One with GameStop. I
I'm
got it
also
when
not going to
store-
like, by the time we get them, all of us, there will be like 100 unboxing videos on YouTube from people that got them early, from people that bought them early or broke street date. So like, I'm also not like, it's not like content for me. Like I'm not turning it into content. You know, I'm not going to be streaming it, unboxing it. Like I'm not going to be doing that. I feel like there'd be like a 10,000 of those by the time I get my hands on one.
Yeah.
So like, I just want to play it. I just want to sit down. Like for me, that day off, I'm going to order sushi. I'm going to play Breath of the Wild all day. So like
It's gonna be 2017 all over again.
like it's a very isolated, singular purpose. It's like I
Yeah.
go away. like I want to
Yeah.
close the doors. I want to turn social media off.
Well, isn't that then if you want to do it at midnight, everybody's asleep.
Yeah, I guess I could.
Don't have
Yeah.
anybody bothering you.
Let's see here. So Nintendo did not raise the price on the systems. They did, however, raise the price on literally like everything else.
Well,
So-
accessories.
Nintendo Switch accessories will experience price adjustments from those that were announced on April 2nd. So the Pro Controller is now $85 instead of $80. Joy-Cons are $95 instead of $90. A charging grip is $40 instead of $35. The camera is $55. The wheels are $25. The carrying case, the adapter, and the all-in-one carrying case, they're all up $5. Essentially, every accessory went up $5, with the exception of the dock. The dock went up $10. And those beautiful Joy-Con straps went up $1. They raised them $1. Why?
Please,
$1?
Please.
That shit was too expensive to begin with. It's a piece of plastic. They're like $1. This now costs more. Oh God, it just drives me nuts.
I think that raising the price of accessories is a fair compromise and not raising the price of the console and games. I'm
think-
okay with this.
Would you make the argument they already raised the price of games? So like you mean raising it again?
Yes.
I think some of this is untenable. Joy-Cons,
mean?
$100 on Joy-Cons. It's just
Then don't get them. It's optional.
it is optional, right? They come with it, but like the idea that somebody like if you want it, let's say yours break, let's say they drift, right? Now you need new Joy-Con, and the price of that is $100. That's too much. It's just too much. And I don't care about inflation, tariff, like it's
But
just
like
too
you
much.
already
That's
have
too
so
much.
many. You already have that. It would hurt more if the old ones didn't also
Sure.
work.
Well,
like,
the Joy-Cons
I plan
don't.
to use what?
The Pro controllers do. You're 100% right, but the Joy-Cons don't. You can't
You
use
can't-
your old.
Like even
can't snap
like
them on.
wirelessly.
You can't like no, they do wirelessly. Like
Okay.
if you're sitting in your TV, they work, but you can't play portably like that.
So what I mean is like we all have these. Like if our Joy-Con 2 break or whatever, like you have an option until you can get another Joy-Con 2.
I'm really hoping that we get accessories like the Nitro Deck and stuff,
We
like
will.
Pro Cons, the Hori,
Yeah.
like the Hori Split Pad Pros. Like we need some third-party alternatives for portable play.
Definitely.
And I just hope the Joy-Cons are awesome and they work and they don't break and we just have them. We have them forever. But I'm just saying $100 for Joy-Cons too much. Like it's just too much. Like I'm
get it.
saying that out loud. It's just, that's too much. Amiibo apparently have been raised because GameStop jacked all their Amiibo up $10. So those Street Fighter Amiibo, they're $40 a piece.
It's a lot.
The Tears of the King Amiibo are $30 a piece. Now, I think they're the only ones that have done this so far. I don't think the other retailers have yet. I checked the day before yesterday when I was doing the notes, and Targets were the same, and so were Best Buys. But I would also suspect that GameStop is like way more into this than the other retailers are. Like this is GameStop's like business for the year. Switch 2 is like number one on their to-do list.
This is
Walmart
the only
doesn't
thing
really
keeping them
give
in
a shit
business.
right now. Yeah, so like I would expect GameStop to be first, and if they're doing it, I suspect it's because they know what the hell they're doing, more so than the other ones. I would expect the other ones to catch up, but the price of the brick is going up, as we've been saying on PSVG for weeks now, and yeah, Switch 2 is expensive for sure.
It's a
Joy-Cons,
luxury.
man. I need those split pad pros. And you are right to point out that especially like the Pro controller. We were talking about this before the price went up. I was already being like I like the new Pro controller. There's a lot of people that with hands-on videos in the past week that are like, the Pro controller is incredible. And it's like, I get that. That sounds awesome. But my Pro controller that I have now is awesome, and I've got 6 of them. Like, I don't need another controller. I don't need it for the C button. I don't need it. So yeah, I don't plan on getting a Pro controller. But the Joy-Con, man, $100. It was already $100. 90 was already $100, but still, it's a lot for Joy-Con. We need third-party Joy-Con. Hori, I need you to help us out immediately.
For Switch 1, I did buy a lot of Joy-Con, and I really shouldn't have. So I think this time around, I will not be doing that.
Yeah. This is really setting up a place where I know all the third-party stuff comes from China, but like if they can figure it out and find a way to get something going, like if somebody can come up with a Split Pad Pro, or I know Hori did the Split Pad Pro. Who did the D-pad? Remember the Joy-Con with the D-pad that you could only use?
Yeah.
Was that also Hori?
I think so.
If anybody can come out with something like that, I think there's like money to be had here. If you can get that out for $50 and undercut them by like basically half, you could probably sell a shit ton of those things. So I'm expecting the third party to fill the gap here if they can. So we'll see. We have questions about the pricing. So Indio Techno says, what's the plan for pre-order night? PSVG crossover Shack with live updates. So this is the fun part. Wednesday night we'll be recording, and we're usually live at midnight. So I would guess I'll be doing this either mid podcast or after the other guys leave.
Oh, wait, I thought you weren't getting it at midnight.
No, I'm going to try. I'm going to try. I want to, if at all possible, here's my plan. My plan is to try and get one at midnight online, and then if all else fails, I will go line up at GameStop.
Oh, this is for pre-order night. I see.
Sorry, for pre-order night. Yeah, so like Wednesday night is when we record PSVG, and we are usually live at midnight.
Yeah, that's a priority. They can.
So you will either, I don't know, I'll either quit the podcast at midnight or you'll see me live trying to get one. But I'll be there. So if anybody wants to come hang out and
I'll come chime in and let you know how I did.
Yeah, everybody can do that. We'll be trying to do it live.
Everybody will be. You might as well stop the podcast for a couple minutes while everybody tries to get their pre-order, because ain't nobody listening.
Part of me wants to, like, I wonder if Dev or Delvin like just want to kill the show before midnight.
Yeah.
Right. Because like I wouldn't mind doing it live, right? Like I think it'd be fun to do, but like that just may extend the podcast like way too long. I don't know. How that works out. Not my problem. I don't edit that show, so that's not my problem. That's Dev's problem. But yeah, I'm going to try to pre-order at midnight, and then if it all fails, then I guess I'll go line up at GameStop in the morning, just because I definitely want one on launch day. Magnum TK says, happy Easter. Now that we have a definitive date on Switch 2 pre-order, are you buying from brick and mortar or buying online? What time will you start standing in line?
I have a job, so I can't do that.
We have people in the Discord that have been telling us that they're going to go stand in line at 5 and 6 a.m. in the morning. And that blows my mind. There's no way. There's no way I'm standing out at GameStop for 5 hours for Switch 2. Like, I want it. I don't want it that bad. I'd rather pay more for it. Like 100%. Like, never mind. I'll just give you some more money. Like, that's crazy to me.
I'm hoping I don't have to worry about that. I'm hoping that I just get my online store pickup pre-order. Worst case, I have 2 backup plans in case I don't get one online that night. One, plan A, I already asked my dad, hey, what you doing on the morning of April 24th? And he said, why? And I said, you might be going to a store for me and pre-ordering. So he said, let me know. So he has my back. Also, Josh doesn't have a car, but I realize he can drop me off at work and take my car and go stand in line somewhere.
Wow, you're actually going to have somebody stand in line for you.
I have 2 men that will stand in line for me.
This is the joy of being a woman in the world.
Yeah.
I don't think any woman will go stand in line for me for a Switch. That's definitely not a thing that'll happen.
Well, notice I texted my dad and not my mom.
Sure. I guess there is a fear. Like I don't really know how to I don't know what to expect, because on one hand, there's a lot of enthusiasm for this thing. You've got people telling me they're going to line up at 5, and then you look online and everybody hates it. So like, I don't like, part of me feels like it's 5 a.m. Like that's way too over. That's too early. But then in my head, I'm going to go over to GameStop at 10 and there's going to be 100 people outside because
I don't think it'll be
100
100 people. I think there will absolutely be people. I feel like the hate is forced. The hate is so forced. Like, those people are all talk. Like, there will be people lining up. There will probably, when you get there at 10 a.m. when they open or whatever,
I think there's too
like
much
20,
hate for you to
20
dismiss
people.
it. There's too much hate for it to be dismissed that easily. I get what you're saying, and I do think it doesn't matter because the supply won't meet demand, so they're going to sell out.
Well, yes.
But
I'm just missing the hate. I'm just missing the hate.
The anger for the Switch 2, it's so prevalent. It's everywhere.
Okay.
And I think it's real.
Donnie, do you remember Dexit when Pokemon was like, we're not going to have all the Pokemon, and the hate was so forced?
Yeah, I think it's a little...
Tree, and then it ended up being the best-selling Pokemon game of all time.
I think it's a little bit different. This is one game and not hundreds of dollars investment. But the difference being is that it's everywhere. It's in every reply. It's in every comment. It's on every video. It's on every tweet. It's on every Reddit thread. It's everywhere. Like, it's
all
prevalent.
those people will be racing against you on June 5th.
Oh, God, I hope you're not right, but you're probably right. Yarden's been like, this is going to be the worst 3 minutes ever. Like, it's going to go live and everything's going to fail and shut down, and he's probably correct.
I agree with him. Yeah. I 100% agree. It is
he's
forced.
Probably
the hate
correct.
is so forced. It's not even funny.
I was really trying to talk myself into, like, in Europe, the Switches were up for a minute. They were up for like 30 minutes before they sold out. So I'm really kind of like talking myself into, like, maybe it won't be so bad. Maybe like everybody will just be able to get one.
I also feel like in Europe, like they didn't know the second that it was going to go up for pre-order. Like, word had to spread. For us, so we all know the second that it's going up on certain retailers. So
if I don't get one online, which again is option 1, maybe I will show up at GameStop maybe a little earlier than, maybe I'll go at like 9 and see how many people.
I think that's
outside.
Fair. I think you'll see like probably 10, 15 people in line.
Like, I need to be in the first 10.
Yeah.
I don't need to be 1, but I need to be in the first 10. But I'm really hoping it doesn't come to that. Like, I'm like with you, like I won't mind that night. The part of it, I can't. Them doing it at midnight makes me think that like we'll all have a better chance, but it also just makes me think like that's just helping the scalpers. It's helping the bots, if anything, because everybody else. I'm not everybody else.
They're preparing for it,
right? But like at midnight on the East Coast, a lot of people won't even be awake for that, right? They'll just be asleep by then.
Nope, everyone's gonna stay up. We know about it.
Everyone.
Yep.
I think some people just don't care enough to stay up to pre-order.
The people who are getting it the people who are getting it day 1 are pre-ordering.
Yeah, you're right.
Nobody's thinking about June 5th walking into the store and being like, "Hey, y'all's got any Switches?" Nobody's doing that.
Y'all's got any Switches? That's amazing.
Listen, I have been in my fair share of ticket lines for Taylor Swift queues, and I've cried over it. So I'm ready for this.
I mean, I'm gonna be ready. Just know that I will be sitting there on stream with browsers open, my iPad open, my phone open. like
have all your credit card information saved
ahead of time. Ahead of time.
Yeah.
Poker says Switch 2 will be the first console I've ever attempted to pre-order. Where should I order from? Any helpful tips? Well,
anywhere.
That's step 1.
Anywhere.
Tip 1 is pick 1 or 2 of your retailers and make sure your credit card and account information and address information are
that you're logged in.
Buy something this week ahead of time just to make sure there's nothing wrong.
Practice the clicks. Practice where everything is on the page.
Yeah, definitely do that.
Test your internet speeds.
I have always had a lot of success with Best Buy. They seem to have good anti-scalping like bot stuff, the limits on orders, and they have like waiting queues and they queue people in. So that's
yeah, I don't think I've ever failed to get a pre-order at Best Buy when I wanted it.
Walmart has also been pretty good for me. Target's always been great, honestly. There's several times I just go into Target, and Target's actually been somewhat uneventful. Like when I ordered my one of my Xboxes from Target, and I literally just logged in, just clicked it and bought it. Like it was just, there was nothing to it.
GameStop, I've gotten pre-orders in, and then later they've emailed me and said, "Oops, canceled."
GameStop is the one that I would online. GameStop's online experience is trash.
Yeah.
It is the worst.
In
That's
person,
the
it's not
one.
bad.
No, in person it's great. I'm with you there. I wouldn't even try online at GameStop personally.
No.
I wouldn't even try. Just go to the store. If you want to buy a GameStop, just go to the store. So, yeah,
But yeah, don't be afraid. Who asked this? Who said this?
it's poker.
Poker. Don't be afraid to pre-order it in one place and then like just whatever the first place goes up, and then your preferred place put in a second pre-order and then cancel the first one.
And there will be waves, right? They'll come and go. So like if you don't get one at 12:15, like if you stay up, there'll probably be a couple openings all night long, and there'll be openings the next day. Like
And then
do
if
them
you
in
don't,
waves.
put on Wario notifications.
I've already done that.
I know, I'm telling poker.
I know. I have set up Wario notifications to my desktop. And actually, as you say that, I just,
just
got a little
one.
notification. Wario, he just posted a sale. So I'm like, I have them
The man
pinging.
tweets so much.
I have them pinging my desktop. So I don't even have to have Twitter open to see
Dude,
it.
and he deserves the affiliate sales for this. The man
100%.
works.
100%. Like, could you imagine if that account ever went away?
Oh my
We'd be
God,
like
we'd all be
lost.
lost.
Wandering
I need
the
him
desert.
for Taylor Swift merch.
Yeah. Cloud9 says, I have a feeling it won't be as bad as we think.
I hope.
I hope
that's right.
so. I hope so. I just hope there's so many here that initial wave like can really get in. You know,
Yeah.
if they've got 5 million of those things here, like we should be able to get one of those. You know,
Yeah.
5 million's a lot.
Yeah.
So I really hope that they've. I just know I know Yarn's right. Like I don't want it to be true, but like in my heart of hearts, I'm like, he's so right. Like we're all gonna be bitching and screaming about this thing a week from now.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right, Rebecca, I wanted to talk to you about this specifically. Shuhei Yoshida making headlines this week with a quote. Most of the articles and blogs and reactions are running with the quote. Nintendo's losing.
Who is this? Who's this clown?
Oh, clown.
Who's this guy?
Rebecca, whoa. Shuhei Yoshida is a long, like an OG PlayStation executive, like core of the business.
I'm sure he is.
So he just left PlayStation some time ago. He's been doing some interviews. So this comes from Easy Allies, and I'll read you the actual quote. So they asked him, Easy Allies, they asked Shuhei, hey, what do you think of the Switch 2? And here's what he said. To me, it was a bit of a mixed message from Nintendo. In a sense, I think Nintendo was losing their identity, in my opinion. For me, they're always about creating some new experience, like designing hardware and games together to create some new experience. But Switch 2, as we all anticipated, is a better Switch, right? It has a larger screen, more powerful processor, higher resolution. They even had their hardware person starting the stream, as other platforms do. And because it's a better Switch, the core premise of the whole Switch 2 is we made things better. And that's something other companies have been doing all the time. I was less enthused by the showing of games we've already had played before, like Elden Ring and Cyberpunk. I was personally a bit disappointed because they didn't disappoint everyone, Shuhei said, because everyone wanted a better Switch in the Switch 2.
I would say I partially agree and partially disagree with him here. I think I agree with like the overarching statement Nintendo is losing their identity, like to a point, like to a certain extent. I don't think that the and I want to hear what you think too, but I think you'll agree with me. I don't think that the weakness here was focusing right off the bat of the better hardware. Like I don't think the problem was that they, showed off that it's a better Switch. I think that that's, not I'm trying to choose my words carefully here.
You gonna give me a minute?
Yeah, go ahead. You go first.
Yeah. So I already talked about this a little bit on PSVG. I wanted to hear what Delvin and Dev thought because Shuhei, like I said, he's an OG, like from the 90s PlayStation, like so he's a big deal. So I've already actually had a chance to kind of talk my way through this. So I can give you a minute to kind of wrap your thoughts.
Yeah.
My initial pushback. So in the reaction to these statements, it's been about a week. So like we're way behind. Every like YouTube, like GVG, everybody, they've all done YouTube
They've all
videos,
commented
articles,
on this.
blogs responding to this. And I feel like the response to this has been overly defensive. So that's kind of where I want to bring my take from.
Defensive to Nintendo?
Yeah, like the people are like, this is, let me prove you why it has mouth. Like they're like, it's too like trying to prove Yoshida wrong. I agree with Yoshida initially. It's kind of like you, honestly. When you said I'm a bit of both, that's exactly where I am. But I push back on the identity for one specific reason because I was
I don't know if identity is the right word. Like that's
there
the
it
part
is.
that I'm struggling
There
with.
it is.
Yeah.
So I was cutting grass, really thinking on this, and what I really came to when I was explaining with Dev is the word identity. Like, what is Nintendo's identity? To me, Nintendo's identity has nothing to do with hardware. And I also feel like it's a little weird that we have saddled with Nintendo with this claim that all of their consoles have to be super weird and quirky to be accepted, right? Like to me, that's really just like a 3DS Wii thing. And you can like, it's not like that other consoles didn't have innovations. We can talk about touchscreen. We can talk about the motion controls. We can talk about the Bear Claw. Like they all have that. Mm-hmm. But when I hear people talking about like blending these things together, a new experience, I really hear Wii, 3DS, Wii, like that one, that period of time is, I think, what a lot of people are referring to. But to me, that isn't Nintendo's identity. Nintendo's identity are their properties.
Yes.
Like if I was to say, like, what are these companies' identities? Nintendo's identity is Mario, Link, Zelda, Kirby, and Pikachu.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with their hardware or how quirky or not it is or how innovative or not it is. None of that matters. It's just their property. The hardware is just how they deliver to you their property. It could be super traditional. It could be crazy unique. But the identity is the same. The identity is the properties. So I don't think they're losing the identity. Now, what I explained to Dev, and he agreed with me, I think the word that maybe Shuhei might have used is Nintendo's identity is evolving. Because I do see a significant shift in Nintendo from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2, like the marketing video, the direct, how they're doing it. And let's just talk about it. The people are new. It's younger, right? Their developers, their hardware people, they're talking about things that even we were surprised. Frame rates, VR, those are things we were all surprised by them. But I think that signals to us a shift at Nintendo. And what I was explaining to Dev and Delvin is all these people we've grown up with, Miyamoto, Aonuma, they're old. They are retiring, if not already. This is kind of a new Nintendo. And I guess my lasting point, because I more want to get you back into this than me saying what I've already said. My lasting point is this is not Iwata's Nintendo.
It's definitely not.
I have been saying that for as long as you've been on this show.
Yeah.
Like I keep trying to tell people that because it's like we keep living in like this Nintendo is the Wii era of logic. And like it hasn't been that way for like 10 years. Like you got to let that go. Iwata was that dude. Game developer, quirky, started in the directs. He was a trendsetter. He's amazing. That's why people love him and write books about him, but he's gone. This is Furukawa's Nintendo, which I've kept explaining is very corporate. It's very polished and it's very controlled. It's different. And I think in that regard, what Shuei is pointing out, a difference in marketing, different approach, I think that's true. I think it's fair to point that out. But I wouldn't say they're losing their identity. I think the identity is the same. But I do think the company is perhaps evolving. That's kind of my read on the...
I agree with that too. I just think that they're, and I don't know if maybe this is like the root of like what he's trying to say here. Like it's not so much the identity in my opinion. It's like, I feel like the marketing is just, it's so different this time. And I think it's worse in a way. Like they did, focus a lot on this hardware aspect of it. And like, that's true. Like that's not Nintendo. I agree with you that it's their games that are the properties and the IP, and like that's what makes Nintendo. It's not like they didn't have a gimmick for this time. Like they are still doing things that other game companies aren't doing. Like having the controller be a mouse, like that's the most gimmicky Nintendo thing that you could ever have. Like the weird camera things that like the other companies aren't doing. Like I don't want it, but like Nintendo thinks everybody wants it.
They put it in the first commercial. Which
they put it in the very first thing. Yeah,
like it's the whole thing. That's like basically what they centered the whole thing around that.
And like, hold on, what's the thing? The less enthused by the showing of games we've already played, like Elder and Cyberpunk. That's also not new. Like they showed a lot of brand new games that are coming out too. Like not just how the old games are going to run, but like not just Mario Kart, but like the Kirby Air Riders and the Donkey Kong. Like that's all.
To that point,
yeah.
He talked about Cyberpunk and Elden Ring, but he didn't talk about Duskbloods.
Right, yeah.
Which, like, I get what you're saying, but, like, first party, you would expect to be there. They have a exclusive game from FromSoft. Like, that is a huge deal. That kind of is a slap in the face what Yoshida's saying. I do want to, I will give them some, this is Nintendo Shack, so let's give Nintendo a little cover fire here. I do think that Shuhei, and perhaps anybody believing this, is dismissing some of the innovation gimmick of the Switch 2 a little too premature.
I think that's true.
Everybody's pointing out the mice, and that makes sense. People have to remember that while having a mouse in a game is not innovative, PC's done it forever, making it a standard part of the SKU out of the box is a huge difference. You can use a mouse on an Xbox, but nobody would know that because Xbox doesn't really tell you about it. Like it's not a thing. You can do it. You can plug it in, it will work. But
this is like a selling point, yeah.
When Nintendo puts it in the box, that signals to developers that every customer that has one of these can do this. That makes adopting stuff like that much more easy to do.
And I think we haven't seen the full like capabilities of what they're planning to do with it. Like I think the games that they have lined up like really aren't meant to take advantage of that just yet. Like I think once we start seeing things like Splatoon or like, you know, if they make a new Mario Maker, like all those games that we talked about that could use it, like I think we just haven't seen enough of that yet. And that's why I feel like the marketing has just been like bad in so many ways. Like I feel like they have this like cool new thing that they haven't really like they haven't been focusing enough on that aspect of it, and just all of the information I think is confusing. Like I feel like that should be like what everyone's talking about is like how cool the gimmick is and like how cool, you know, all the features are.
I hate that I really don't like that drag drive game. Like I want to like the wheelchair game, right? I think it's cool for like what it's doing, but it just I wouldn't even say it looks bad.
I think it looks bad. It looks boring.
So that's it. It's not that it looks bad. There's just no charm to the game at all. It's very not Nintendo. There's nothing to it.
It looks like any developer.
Where's the properties? Like where are the fun? Where's the
we don't know any character names.
It's very non-Nintendo.
Yes.
You know, it's just it's very bland, and that's why I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't want to let go of. I think maybe my perhaps overarching point on rebutting this statement again. Innovation can't happen for innovation's sake. People are wanting, I talked about this, Dev. I don't know what people were wanting. You want them to like slap a VR headset on your face? Like, what is the innovation you seek?
Yeah.
Because like innovation just can't happen for innovation's sake. So if you look at the Switch 2 and you're like, there's no innovation there, it's the same thing. Well, was the Switch not innovative when it combined the console and portable market into one? Because if that was innovation, which I think everybody agrees with it was, well, then Switch 2 is innovating. It's continuing that innovation. And that shouldn't be so easily, like, dismissed. That's a big deal. You had 150 million people that bought a Switch. Do you want them to just turn their back on that and throw out a completely different concept and business and just Wii U it again?
Nobody wanted that. Everybody wanted it to be a better Switch.
Right. I'm kind of at a loss there. And that's where I go back to like the identity of like, I want this quirky, unique hardware thing that I've never seen before. And it's like,
it is still quirky, unique. Like
it is correct. Like it is that thing. You just know it. It's just familiar.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean that it's literally different than everything else on the market. Exactly. That is the point I'm trying to make.
It's even different than its current competitors like the Steam Deck
Yes.
and the ROG Ally and stuff like that.
Like, it's completely unique. It's just familiar because it's established, but that shouldn't be taken from them. They've earned that, right? Give them that. So I would disagree.
You can't go and take the controllers off of your Steam Deck or Ally. Like
MSI, you can. They have one of those where you take these
really?
clunky thing. Oh, it's terrible, but yes. So anyway, it's an interesting experiment. It's interesting comments, and I actually appreciate what she was saying, and I do think there's a lot of truth to what he's saying. I do think they're losing their identity headline. I think people are maybe running away with it. I understand what she was getting at. But I also think he's not giving Nintendo enough credit at the same time. So from one executive to the other, Phil Spencer did an article with Variety. It's a long article, but he did speak about the Switch 2 for a minute. So they asked him what he thought, and he said, here's what Phil Spencer said. So we've been supporting Switch 1. I want to support Switch 2. Nintendo has been a great partner. We think it's a unique way for us to reach players who aren't on PC, who aren't players on Xbox, and I'm a really big believer in what Nintendo means for this industry and us continuing to support them. And getting the support for them, for our franchises, I think, is an important part of our future.
Put your money where your mouth is, Phil. Put Halo on Switch, coward.
Yeah, so you can only read into that I think there's been a lot of reporting saying that Xbox would have a lot of support for Switch. We didn't see it in that.
I think it will.
Opening, but like I'm hoping. I would imagine everything that's made its way to PlayStation will at least make its way to Switch 2.
Yeah, and I don't think Nintendo probably wanted the like a huge focus on like Microsoft titles on their launch direct.
Yeah, they probably want to wait.
Yeah,
and they could probably space it out, mix and match. I do want put Rare Replay on Switch. I want a Rare Replay cartridge. I want a cartridge. I want to buy a cartridge for that.
I could see that happening this time around.
That should be a pretty easy one. And I want all of my stuff. So what did Xbox just announce? Oh, they just they did the trailer for, was it Doom? Yeah, the controllers and stuff for Doom. Was that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember now. I feel like maybe there's something else.
I saw the controller.
I'm gonna do a quick scroll. I think it was Doom. I think I'm thinking about Doom, but just to be sure. Oh, Oblivion, Elder Scrolls. That's going to get shadow dropped this week, probably tomorrow. And when it's already leaked, the Virtuos who's doing the port of Elder Scrolls Oblivion, they leaked pictures of what the remake looks like and stuff. It's on their website. So when the news dropped that this is what was going on, I posted in our Xbox channel. I was like, put it on a red cartridge. And then one of our Xbox folks was like, are we going to do this every single time? I was like, yeah. 100% we are. Like, don't be mad at me. Be mad at them. This is what Xbox says they want to do. So, like you just said, put your money where put it on the red cartridge, and I will purchase it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, put Oblivion on the cartridge, and I will buy it. Put Doom on the cartridge. Put Gears on the cartridge. Put it on the cartridge, and I will purchase. So, I hope we will see a lot of that. We gotta hurry up. All right. Last night, the first Switch 2 commercial came out.
I saw a TikTok of both of them side by side. I was like, what? Is this real?
Mind-blowing. Paul Rudd returns in his familiar role with his trench coat and everything, just like he did all the way back in 1991 for the Super Nintendo. Returned to recreate a new trailer for the Switch 2. Now you're playing with power. And the whole trailer really is dedicated to the camera. Like, it's Mario Kart. He's playing Mario Kart with his niece and another comedian and stuff. But the whole thing is they're voice chatting and seeing each other and talking to. Like, that is what Nintendo is selling with this commercial. This commercial aired a few times during WrestleMania. There's a new look at the UI in there if anybody didn't freeze frame. It's the same, but there's new icons and stuff. But right back to that nostalgia. What do you think?
I love it. I think the people who were in charge of marketing for this probably grew up with the Super Nintendo and were like, hey, how can we, kind of invoke that nostalgia, like get people to be like, I remember that. I wanted to get, that kind of thing. Props to Paul Rudd for getting on board with that. I love it. they're leaning way too much into the camera thing. This is going to be the gimmick that in like 5 years they're going to be like, but why did it fail? Why did nobody buy the camera? Why wouldn't anybody want this? Doesn't everybody want to show themselves playing Mario Kart? No, but I love throwbacks like that. I think that's great. Another mistake that they should have called it the Super Switch.
I Can't See does the tagline. Now we're playing together. Super together. Oh, God.
Oh, my God, yeah.
I wondered last night, everybody went to the Super Switch. Everybody went to it. And my thought that I was wondering was, I know they said why they didn't want to do the Super Switch. I think we all call BS. My wonder is, after seeing this commercial, do you think they didn't want to do the Super Switch in the off chance that they continue with the Switch and we get like a Switch 3 or a Switch 4?
I think that is their hope, that they want to continue and
right.
You know,
yes, and
make
like,
it. You know, we all
Switch,
call it the
Super
PS2.
Switch,
We all call
what?
it the PS4, the PS5.
Right.
They want us to, go that route.
That's where my head was after, because like you see the commercial and you're like, it's right there for the taking. You call it Super Switch, you let them do it again,
and it makes sense. I think that Switch 2 is fine. That's a fine name.
Yeah, pretty cool. Did you see? I posted a video. IGN did an interview with Paul Rudd about this commercial. Did you see that at all?
No, I didn't see that. I literally only saw the commercial last night on TikTok.
So I 100% just want to shout out. I'm glad they did the interview. I think it's great and everything, but I have to call it out because I am the person I am. Paul Rudd gives the most right down the middle answers to these questions, and it makes me think he's never played a video game in his life.
Oh my God.
They're like, so did you every time they ask him a question, he just reiterates the question back. So like I'll give you an example. They're like, so like, I know you did the commercial when you were younger. Like, did you play a lot of games growing up? Like in the 90s, did you have like an NES? You play arcades? And his answer is something like, oh yeah, I love arcades. Like I would grow up and I would go to the arcade and like I would see the arcade and I have like a couple quarters for the arcade and I would play at the arcade and like that's like every answer is that.
Where is this interview? I really want to read it.
It's on YouTube. It's an IGN's, but I was laughing because I was like, I don't think he plays video games.
It's giving Chris Pratt stomping Koopas.
It really does. He does shout out Donkey Kong, so at least give him that. There's no memory. Like he doesn't evoke like any actual experience having done anything. And I thought that was funny that the entire internet is like collectively loving that he's back because he's a superstar now and he wasn't then. I get it. But I think it's hilarious that like you would think that in the commercials like Robin Williams that he's like knee deep in all this. And then when you actually hear his answers, I'm like, I don't think he's ever played a Switch.
I don't want to watch the video. I want to.
He says he is. He did say he played Mario Kart. So if I could be wrong, I would love to hear other people if they see the video. I posted in Discord, posted on my Blue Sky, but boy was I laughing. I was laughing listening to this. I was like, these are the most non-answer answers. It's like coach speak the whole time. It's like, come on, Paul, tell us how you like Mario. Like, say something.
They literally only got him for the nostalgia factor, and
it's very like it's heavily edited. There's a lot of quick cuts and stuff. So you can just tell it's like, I don't think this was the interview.
A lot of money for it.
Yeah, I don't think this is the interview IGN actually thought maybe they were going to get.
Yeah.
I had a little fun with it, and I wanted to put in the podcast. Everybody, let's go listen to it. Maybe you'll enjoy it like I did.
Cool.
All right, micro SD cards are selling out. So yeah, if you want one of those express cards, you better get one.
Waiting.
CD Projekt Red confirmed the use of DLSS for Cyberpunk on Switch 2. They did that to Digital Foundry. Digital Foundry, in all of the footage and everything they've been talking about, they've been saying that they're not seeing a lot of things that suggest that DLSS is in work. Well, CD Projekt Red confirmed it. They are using some version of DLSS for Switch 2.
Neat.
Nintendo Today app shared Odyssey Switch 2 update versus Switch 1. Did you see the screenshot?
Yeah, it looked like a little different.
Oh, I thought it was pretty massive.
I didn't really look
very
closely.
Different.
Hold on, I didn't look closely. I just saw
the texture quality is massive. Like overall, the picture's brighter. The draw distance is much further. But look at the ground and like the bricks. Like the texture quality on the sidewalk and the wall and stuff is way more
this
detailed.
Today app pisses me off because why can't what?
I also am not a fan of the app.
If I didn't see it yesterday, so what, is it just gone forever?
Here's why I don't like it. I will see tweets, people like today in the Nintendo Today app, and they have a picture.
You'll pull yours up and it's different.
And I can't see it. I'm like, what? Why can I not see what they're seeing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Same.
I'll never be able to see this now. Cool.
Let's see here. I saw this earlier. Nintendo's website confirmed USB support for keyboards.
Mario teaches typing too, baby.
So like when I first saw it, I was thinking like maybe that's just the keyboard, like the touchscreen, but it legit says USB keyboard. So,
Cool.
Nintendo Switch has been Devolver Digital's most popular console for software sales. They've sold over 9 million games. The Legend of Zelda was added to Nintendo Music this week.
Cool.
This was a big one, kind of. There's been speculation all week that variable refresh rate may not be for dock play. Like the Switch 2 may not support VRR when docked. So when it was showcased, all the websites said dock mode supports VRR. Since then, like one by one, they're slowly removing that from all the websites. So it started in the US and Canada. Now the UK has done it. And Digital Foundry is suggesting that there's an issue when you're converting the display port to HDMI output. Maybe that's not allowing for VRR. Maybe this is something that gets patched in post-launch later, or maybe it's just not there at all. If it's not there at all, like this, by no means is this a deal breaker, I think, for people, but I do think it's, I don't know what the right word, it's just a little disappointing if it's not there on dock play, because specifically with Nintendo, they want to have all the features that you have portably also have docked.
Right.
Right. And so this would be one of those things you would lose by having it docked. Plus, if the whole point of having the 120 hertz screen in VRR is to give developers the ability to target a 40 FPS mode, well, now you just lose that when you're in dock play because you don't have the VRR to make up for it. And that sucks. So I'm hoping that gets fixed.
Yeah, that's interesting that it's just like they're just removing it from that wording. Like very
I think they thought that it was going to be there, and now it seems like maybe they've run into an issue.
Yeah, yeah.
Hyrule Nate says, does the Switch support keyboards? I actually think it does. I do think it does. If you plug it in, I do think it'll work. But it's interesting. This is like on Nintendo's website, so it's interesting. Maybe they have some plans for that. I don't know. There's also some confusion around cloud saves. So this originally came from Reddit. It says all these different websites for Zelda, for Donkey Kong, for Super Mario Party, Jamboree, they all had this note at the bottom of their pages that said, please note this software does not support the Nintendo Switch Online paid membership save data cloud backup feature. But in days since that has been going around, some of those pages have been updated just to remove that disclaimer, not to say that it does support it, just to delete it. Nobody really knows.
I would be shocked. I feel like that can't be right. Like, I feel like it was probably a mistake or like updated erroneously or something like that.
I don't want to get people too optimistic. If it's not there, that makes me think it will be, just maybe not at launch. Maybe it just takes them a minute to, with all the compatibility and everything, to get it working.
Maybe.
But I also agree with you, with everything that's going on with the Switch and what's real and what's not and what's being reported.
There's so much misinformation.
It could just be that. It could be confusion. So just don't, give it a minute.
Don't freak out yet.
It's not June yet. Give them a minute. Let them figure it out. I am kind of speeding us up just so this podcast can move on. Marvelous says that Switch 2 carts will also work on Switch 1 systems. Quote, there's no need to download the full game, meaning, the update and everything. It'll be on the cartridge. Simply insert the card into either a Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Switch 2 console, and the correct version will launch automatically.
For Marvelous Games.
For that's just for Rune Factory, but it gives the impression that Switch 2 carts, you can probably put them in your Switch 1, and if it's a compatible game, it'll just play the Switch 1 version.
It's weird.
It's like a smart delivery for... It is weird, but it also makes me wonder, like, for games that are cross-compat, that are, cross-play across consoles, will they just make a Switch 2 copy and not have, like, Switch 1 versions, Switch 2 versions? Will they just make the one version?
I would imagine that would probably save them money. Right.
There's something else that came out of this. I didn't write it down, but it is very interesting. So I have been alluding to on multiple podcasts now since we figured out these digital cartridges, these game key cards. I'm going to keep calling them digital cartridges. I've been alluding to some scuttlebutt, some speculation online that Nintendo is not offering the same size cards that they did for the Switch. There's been a lot of speculation on Reddit that for Switch 2 so far, they're only offering a 64 gigabyte card. And that's why we're seeing so many games go with the game key card. The reason that this is interesting is the Rune Factory is a 5 gigabyte game that they are putting on a 64 gigabyte card.
Wow. Why?
Because they don't want to put it on a game key card.
Interesting.
I think that's why. I think they know that their customer base, they want the physical game.
Right.
So they're doing this. And it does add, at least, it doesn't confirm, so nobody run with this as truth, but it adds a little bit more believability to that original report that's why maybe we're seeing more game key cards than we want, is that Nintendo is saying, hey, we have 64 gigabyte cards you can use and buy, or we have digital cartridges.
Yeah.
And maybe there's not a lot of in between either yet or at all. Like, what I don't know is this Nintendo's way to get people to like go more digital? Is this like a way to push them?
I think it's pushing me to go more digital. The whole thing is just like a headache for me. Like,
or
I like consistency, and none of
or
it.
Is this a manufacturing thing and like they're just doing 64 for now, and then like maybe 6 months down the line they bring on support for 16 and for the other options. But there's something is going on about this for sure. Something's going on. And because there's no reason Rune Factory should be on a 64 gigabyte card, none. But that all of the cards I think that we know are full game on cards. I think they're all 64 so far. I think. So I'm still trying to still searching. Star Wars Outlaws will launch on Switch 2 September 4th. They had a Star Wars Celebrations thing. They showed a trailer. It looked like a portable version of what that game was like. It wasn't like oh, it looks great. It didn't. It did not look amazing. It looked like a portable port of that game. Likewise, Assassin's Creed Shadows was just rated for Nintendo Switch 2. That has not been announced yet. That's the brand new Assassin's Creed game that was
that's not out yet.
The one that just released.
It
came out like a week or two ago.
Yeah,
it has just been rated for Switch 2. So expect that. Now that game, I might get that on Switch 2 because I think that game plays pretty well on Steam Deck. Like, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I like it.
So it should be all right.
Okay.
That's the news.
Heck yeah. Let's we have 10 questions. I think we can speed run them in 9 minutes, right?
Hopefully.
Rodney asked, do you think Nintendo will have enough stock for pre-orders next week? No,
not enough. No, they're going to sell out whatever they have.
Yes. Drew asked, with Donkey Kong on NS2, how long until we see a new 3D Mario game? This is assuming it's the same team, right? I think we'll see one sooner than we think. I do think that I have this theory, I can't remember if I said it, that I think that they have been sitting on this Donkey Kong game for a little while, and they have been also working on a new 3D Mario game. So
I think that perhaps they've been sitting on the Mario game. And the Donkey Kong game is the one they're working on.
Oh, maybe.
I haven't let go of the hope that we're getting a Mario game like within a year of this thing.
I hope so. I hope it's
like,
this year.
I don't know if it's this year, but like I'm not giving up the hope that by the time this year comes to a close, we don't know the next Mario game.
Yeah.
Here's the reason why. Odyssey was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And they've worked on a couple other games, but there's a lot of time in between there for them to work on different things. Also, with Nintendo, it's not like how other publishers run their studios. People come in and out of teams, and they spin off teams, and people working on different things. So, like, who knows what's going on inside that building? Really, nobody really knows unless you work there. And I just don't think they were preparing the system for as long as they were, and delayed it as long as we think they were, without working on a Mario game. Like, that's very unlike Nintendo. So, I expect there's
my biggest prediction is that in the new 3D Mario game, Mario is going to look like how he looks in the Mario movie. He's going to have that kind of look to him.
I would be okay with that as long as it didn't emulate the movie. My biggest fear with the movie is that like Chris Pratt becomes the voice of Mario. Like I don't want the game. I don't
think that'll be the case.
That's my big worry.
Yeah, no, I don't think that'll.
I don't want Mario the movie, the game. I don't want that.
No, because it's just the look for Donkey Kong. It's not the voice or anything.
So,
okay. Growing up, did you receive presents for Easter?
No.
Oh, wait, I skipped a question. That's okay. I'll go back.
No, I didn't.
No.
You were saying you got. I don't think I really have. I don't have really any. I'm sure maybe I got like one or two, but like I really don't remember. I don't think I got Easter back. I didn't grow up like religious though, so I mean it makes sense.
We
didn't
weren't religious. We celebrated the Easter Bunny.
Yeah, I don't think so.
The Easter Bunny brought me Easter basket, and I did get a video game in my Easter basket one year. I got Hamtaro Ham Heartbreak in my Easter basket.
Shout out to Hamtaro.
Just remembered that.
Yeah, I definitely didn't get presents.
Back in the memory when he said presents. It was mostly candy though.
Like I think I got like a chocolate bunny or some jelly beans from now and again, but like I never woke up to like the basket on the table and stuff like
street little like confetti and stuff like down the stairs and like little like paw prints and shit.
I didn't get anything like that. Nothing.
The Easter Bunny was here.
People act like Easter's like Christmas. Mine, nothing. Not remotely close to that.
It was little Christmas.
Huh.
But we were not. It was not a Jesus thing. We were not religious. It was Bunny holiday. Kyle the Pug, has anyone figured out after all these years who Zipper from Animal Crossing really is under the bunny suit? There's a little Zipper, like he's wearing like a bunny suit. A serial killer.
I would have no idea. So yeah, no idea.
John 32, question for the show. Does Nintendo holding the price steady in the face of tariffs reduce the pressure on the drop the price narrative? No, you can still see drop the price everywhere when they tweet.
Absolutely not.
Do you think the timing was pre-orchestrated by Nintendo to blame shift on pricing?
No.
No, this administration is unpredictable.
Yeah, no.
Absolutely not. Danny Not DeVito, why do you think GTA 5 never got an OG Switch port? It originally launched on the 360 PS3, so theoretically it's not too big of an ask hardware-wise, and it is a cash cow for sales and microtransactions.
Theoretically.
Yeah,
it's still okay this is kind of the issue with Cyberpunk. I don't remember who did it, and I don't even care to shout out their name, but somebody in our Discord came up and said, hey, by the way, NVC said Cyberpunk is bad. And my response was like, one, that's what you get for listening to NVC. And I don't mean any undue harm to them, but I stopped listening to NVC years and years and years ago. And I started this podcast specifically because I wanted better Nintendo podcasts. I understand that Cyberpunk on Switch is not going to be like better than PS5. So if that's the idea that it's bad, unquote, quote unquote, sure, I get that. But people have to realize, to answer John's point, the Switch is a mobile tablet. It is an ARM Android base tablet. It's not a console. It's not a PC. It's not x86 architecture. Those games still have to be ported. So while you're saying like it ran on 360, theoretically it could. Yeah, it theoretically could, but somebody would have to port that game over. And could it be done? Sure. But GTA 5 was also really big with GTA 5 Online. And I would imagine that Rockstar probably didn't think that could run on Switch.
I think also Rockstar is not really thinking about putting their games on Switch. Like at the very end here, we got Red Dead Redemption 1, and I feel like that was them like just kind of testing the waters. Like it's just, I feel like the Switch support has not really been their priority, and like GTA
Definitely
5,
not a priority.
No, and I feel like that would be a huge undertaking if it like didn't do well. So I think Red Dead 1 was like them testing the waters.
So we got Red Dead, we got LA Noire, and we got the GTA trilogy.
I forgot about the GTA trilogy, and look at how much that sucked.
Yeah, so like, but I would honestly,
I didn't know LA Noire was Rockstar.
When I was looking at GTA 5, I would really look at GTA Online. They probably didn't want to port it if they couldn't bring online over, because that's their cash cow. But yeah, like again, to the Cyberpunk thing, to all these things, it's kind of lost in translation on gamers. Gamers are just like, oh, they're all games. PlayStation, Nintendo's the same. It's not the same. The Switch is an ARM-based tablet. Like the fact that Cyberpunk is running at all is pretty awesome. The fact that it's running that good is amazing. Even if it's not better than the PlayStation 5 Pro, it's amazing that it's as good as it looks. Like there are people that are in awe of seeing it. They're like, what wizardry is going on right now? Because the lighting and everything looks good. Yeah, the hair is crunchy. It's not Unreal Engine 5 or whatever. It's not going to do all those things. We get it. It's a tablet. It's a phone. It's a mobile device. Like we can't let that go, because it lessens how hard it is to get games over there. You know, it's not like everybody can do it. It takes time.
Sage of Lanlan, question for the show. Neva on sale or Joy-Con strap? Same price.
Neva, for sure. The game's amazing.
Is it you get one Joy-Con strap or you get the set?
That's good. I think it's a set.
Okay.
Did you see my Neva Greek collections came in yesterday?
Oh, no, I didn't see
I
that.
got the boxes
nice.
for both. I'm very excited. And then they just announced the double pack collector's edition.
Of course.
I was like, you piece of shit, mother.
Nice. Fama Jeff, do you think Nintendo could lower the cost of the Switch 2 by selling the dock separately if the tariffs are put back in place this summer, fall?
That is an interesting idea.
I don't think they'll do it.
They won't, and here's why. The dock doesn't cost them that much. They're putting the dock in there to make you feel better about buying the console. Yeah. Like it's a value added.
They're selling that piece of plastic for $100.
And the margin on that is high.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think not including it will take $100 off of the Switch.
Yeah, that's the problem is it won't. For them to lower the price of the Switch, let's say if the tariffs come back, for them to lower the price of the Switch, they would need to introduce a new model. Somehow, some way.
I see a Switch 2 Lite before them selling the Switch without the dock.
Yeah, same. So do I. Like they would have to do some sort of light or some sort of discount model to price correct. I wonder if the tariffs come back, would they bring the vouchers back?
Maybe.
Because like if they have to raise the price of games, the vouchers could be a way to soften that a little. Like, hey, the games are $80, $90, but we've got vouchers for $120, $150, and you get two of them or something like that.
Yeah. I think that'd be a smart way of doing it. Mathman, now that we've seen what the system can do, what are some current gen games you're hoping that get announced for Switch 2? Mine are NCAA Football, Expedition 33, and the Like a Dragon games.
All of them.
Were those not announced for Switch? I guess not.
None of those were, yeah.
Okay.
We're getting a Yakuza game, but not a like. I mean, honestly, I'm really staring down the barrel of the Switch 2 being my main platform for years to go. So I want every game that I'm interested in. I want Dying Light on Switch 2. I want NCAA on Switch 2. I want Mines of Moria on Switch 2. I wouldn't mind back and pack games. Like they just closed down Monolith at EA. Like bring over the old Lord of the Rings game. I'll buy those too. Like everything. The answer is really everything. Anything I'm interested in, I want it on Switch 2. I'll play it elsewhere if I have to, but I want Gears of War E-Day on Switch 2. I want Fable on Switch 2. I want everything on Switch 2 if I can get it.
I already bought my answers for a really nice sale price on Steam Deck, so I have nothing. Would have been Red Dead 2 and The Last of Us.
I definitely think Red Dead 2 will come to Steam Deck. Or will come to Switch 2. For sure.
I think it will too, yeah.
Last of Us is an interesting one because why not? There's not a real good reason to not do it at this point.
You gotta get that money.
But that doesn't mean it will.
Show money.
I'm really upset that they did, not upset, but it's like a missed opportunity. I hate that they did Horizon Lego and not Last of Us Lego.
Ooh, that would have been cool.
Last of Us Lego would have fucking popped. Man. That would have been really awesome.
Yeah. I agree. It's tonight, by the way. Second episode of the show. I know you're not watching.
I didn't watch the first one. So.
Yeah. Well, too bad. You're missing out. TPR finally asked, what would you want to see if Nintendo made a Nintendo Cats game for Switch 2? They did do Nintendo Dogs and Cats.
Rebecca, I never really played Nintendo Dogs.
I like Nintendo Dogs on the DS.
I never really played it. My daughter did.
Yeah, it was at the time I
got it for her because that's what it was for, and but I never really looked at it. I never played it.
I would not buy a Nintendo Dogs or Cats game for the Switch 2. I want it on mobile. I want it to be a take with me game. Good call.
Yeah.
We've talked about it. I want it to track my steps. I want to take my dog and cat out for a walk, track my steps with the pedometer. I want it to microtransaction it up. I want them to do that.
That's real good. There's a lot of mobile stuff that they could be doing.
I have so many answers for what I would make a Nintendo Dogs game on mobile.
You saying wow, Donnie, because I didn't play Nintendo Dogs?
You were like 40 when it came out.
I was definitely in my 20s, I think. Like, I don't think I was in the demo for Nintendogs, guys. I also didn't have a DS. So, but my daughter did. She liked it.
That's it.
We did it.
We did
We
it.
did it. Happy Easter, everybody. Happy 420. We can close out the show. I can go catch the race before everybody descends into my home, starts cooking and Easter eggs and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Fun show.
Fun show. We did it. We did it.
Get better, Delvin.
Yeah. Shout out to Delvin. Not feeling well. Well, he'll hopefully be back next week, and hopefully we'll all have Switch 2 pre-orders by then, too.
I hope so. Godspeed, everybody. May the odds be forever in your favor.
We'll be talking about it in Discord and on the show, I'm sure.
Oh, 100%.
All right, Koopalings. Have a good one.
Peace. Whenever you're ready.
All right. This is Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening. And I forgot the line already. What?